Did you know if you drop a like and subscribe in the next 5 seconds, nothing will happen but it will put a giant smile on my face? So it's official, Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 8 starts in a week, or should I say the live event leading into Season 8 with downtime commencing immediately after, which data miners have determined to be around 8 hours long. And with this being the case, as we're in this final week-long period of hype now building up to the new season releasing and the event occurring, which now has a timer above Corny Complex stating when exactly it's going to be happening and also in the lobby, I figured we'd make this like an everything you need to know video about Season 8, whether it's to do with the Battle Pass, map changes, and just every piece of information that data miners or inside information people have come out stating about. And even more interestingly too, Fortnite have been teasing things subliminally, which we're also going to be covering, so of course to not miss anything today, make sure you're sticking around and watching the full video. It would not only make my day and help you guys out in terms of the information learning, but it would also make this little guy very happy. You know what else would make him happy? If you hit the big red button right now and subscribe to the channel, as he's discovered 70% of you aren't, and he's been kind of sad as of recently because of this. We're literally so close to 2.2 million and I want to get there in this final week. Now we're like 15k subscribers off. I mean, after all, subscribing can only benefit you. I mean, it looks cool for me in terms of a milestone or number, and this is because you'll be notified as soon as I upload if you turn on all notifications, and of course I give 5 subscribers every day, which is about to be literally hundreds of the brand new Season 8 Battle Pass when it does release. So of course if you want to be gifted perhaps in the next video or when Season 8 releases with that brand new Battle Pass, make sure you're subscribing to the channel with all notifications turned on, and then comment your Epic Games ID down below and potentially what you'd like to receive. So yeah, even in the next video you could be shown on screen like this in front of hundreds of thousands of eyes to see, or when Season 8 releases you could get surprised with a brand new Battle Pass. But anyways, let's hop into a game and discuss all the details regarding Fortnite Season 8 that you guys definitely won't want to miss out on, so make sure of course you're sticking around and don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
I'm not, I'm sitting on my
Don't
back.
go anywhere.
Okay, so to ultimately welcome you all to Season 8, we need to start from the very beginning in terms of the leaks and everything that's said to be upcoming that was proven true by things that got leaked from data miners and then came into the game. And to kickstart all of this off, believe it or not, we got flooded very early on in terms of a lot of things upcoming about Season 8 from this leaked list of information from an insider who actually leaked a lot of things in advance about Chapter 2 Season 6 that came true when the season released. As you can see from the top of the list, these were things that were set to be upcoming in Season 7, the Ariana Grande concert being the rift tour that did happen, and members of the Suicide Squad and Justice League that came to the game, such as Bloodsport as a skin in the item shop. With not only one but both of the first 2 points coming true, many people then got thinking, well, is everything left on here true? And it looks like that's going to be the case, as the next point states about the Naruto being tried by Epic Games to obtain the rights to it, to include this character in the Chapter 2 Season 8 Battle Pass, of which they successfully have done now. And this initially got leaked that the Naruto was going to be a secret integration skin in a Battle Pass and was meant to be for Season 5, but this was obviously found due to the Apple vs Epic court hearing and all the information or files that got leaked because of this. Speaking of Naruto, below that point, the next one states Season 8 will include an exclusive kunai weapon, which is from the Naruto, this handheld thing. We've already talked about this in previous videos, and I'm guessing it's going to be linked to the Naruto being a mythic boss at a named location that will be new on the map change because of this Operation Skyfire event that's soon to be occurring and we're soon going to be talking about. In terms of its stats and performance, I'm guessing it's going to be performing exactly like the Batarang, which we got in the Gotham City Rift update in Chapter 1 Season X, I believe. The reason I say this is because obviously the Batarang was a throwable explosive weapon, and yeah, this is what the description we currently have for the kunai weapon is. And moving on to our final point that we can prove true off this list, being the first point in upcoming season/chapter news, Kevin the Cube will return at the end of Season 7, controlled by unknown Queen character that will play a part in Chapter 3. Now, only a certain part of this statement is true that we know of currently, in small forms anyways, as we've not only seen Kevin the Cube on the Chapter 2 island, within this deja vu bubble, unlike all of the rest of the memories of which are on screen right now, we got to see when going through this weird dimension. This was the only one that hadn't happened yet, and here is a blown up version of it on screen right now in case you couldn't get a good look at it, being inside like the bubble and stuff. This wasn't the only very small appearance or kind of prompt toward Kevin the Cube returning as a small Easter egg anyways within Fortnite Season 7, as when the Imposters or Trust Nobody LTM was implemented, kinda like Among Us. In one of the rooms where we could do tasks or stuff like that, we can clearly see Kevin the Cube kind of rolling around like he did in Chapter 1 when he spawned in on the outskirts of Paradise Palms in Season 5 on this small board. As of right now, we're yet to know if this is going to be involved or making a physical appearance on the map in the Operation Skyfire event, or even the Season 8 trailer, as data miners have been able to determine not only the name of the event is Operation Skyfire, which Fortnite have even came out out in tweet form stating on their Twitter, but most importantly, it will be going straight into downtime as briefly mentioned at the start of the video, like after the Galactus event in Chapter 2 Season 4 going into Season 5. Whilst we're on the topic of the Operation Skyfire event, for those that don't know what's going to be happening, with the timer now being not only in the lobby, but above Corny Complex, like a week away from happening or less at the time of you watching this video, basically the entire storyline concept of this season is the aliens versus the IO. Obviously the IO have a secret underground base developing these countermeasure bombs of which you can only see in replay mode right now, and the purpose of these being developed is to obviously take down the mothership once it abducts the final and third location despite Slurpy Swamp and Coral Castle being Corny Complex. Speaking of this abduction process, like the other areas that had floating kind of rubble or debris pulled up from out of the ground just stuck in midair, here is what it'll look like from Data Miner 4 Tori of what he was able to pull into his game early, or like just show us in general early. The interesting thing about this is obviously there's tons of countermeasure bombs like placed underneath the rubble that the IO have developed and perhaps shot under the ground from these chutes that are in there, and it looks like until the mothership has these literally brought on board it from abducting these kind of areas or taking the rubble up into it, the IO aren't going to stop pumping out these countermeasure bombs to make the biggest explosions possible that data miners have also determined will be going on inside the mothership because of this. And of course, with the loading screen set that everybody will see when loading into Operation Skyfire being leaked, this is kind of how we know that the IO aren't going to stop working and are going to be pumping into the ground many of these bombs that they're developing at Corny Complex below the ground so the aliens don't know. Don't forget, the mothership is literally bigger than the Fortnite island in terms of a size or scale comparison, so this isn't a bad idea off Dr. Sloan, the leader of the IO, getting the Imagined Order or IO themselves to develop these bombs as many as possible to do as much damage. And speaking of the damage to the mothership, with it being bigger than the island, obviously the fallout of this event is going to be monstrous in terms of scale. Dr. Sloan has talked about this in some of the payphone recordings, saying a few billion tons of flaming debris is bound to cause some problems and stuff like that, which it is apparently over the Misty Meadows and Dirty Docks region, as data miners have been able to determine these are going to be the main affected landmarks, POIs or named locations. With that being one of the Aftermath event teases from the Coding Anyways, Fortnite came out last night when this kind of like galaxy skin rotated throughout the item shop and said that black holes are almost as unpredictable as the 0 point, meaning not only are we going to be sucked back into the black hole, that again data miners have been able to determine. I know we've been going off a lot of data miner information in this video, but still, it's all true, it's all relevant, and it's all going to be involved or happening somehow. And now Fortnite have even just determined it literally with this tweet on their official verified account. And speaking of Twitter, make sure to follow mine in the video description down below at Friendly Machine to get more instantaneous updates on Fortnite, and we're incredibly close to 10k followers, like less than 400 off. Speaking of the insider too that had this information early, that put it into the list form anyways, of which a lot has come true, like the Ariana Grande concert, Bloodsport being a Suicide Squad member or from the Justice League in the item shop. He not only made another list, but a lot of it has already come true, such as the Chang-Chi collaboration, the Will Smith skin from Bad Boys 2 that's obviously going to be in Fortnite, the start of something called the First Shadows set, which is now basically started already with the introduction of the September Crew pack and Burning Wolf as a skin, Operation Skyfire, the alternate sideways dimension, kind of like what we see in Stranger Things with the Upside Down being a parallel kind of universe or darker version of the current one we're in, and last but not least, Kevin the Cube is confirmed to be coming back. So whether or not we see Kevin the Cube in this event, perhaps even pulled out of the mothership anyways, considering it's so vast it wouldn't surprise me if it's in there, although this is what we currently know of what the mothership looks like in the inside from the V17.50 update before the event occurs anyways, as this is the last update before the event does happen. And if we don't see Kevin the Cube in this event or involved somehow in game, as we can play the event, not like the Zero Crisis finale when we loaded up Season 5 for the first time, but obviously participating in it like in the Galactus event, teaming up as a community, billions of us, if not millions anyways, to destroy him and defeat him. And yeah, if this isn't the case, it will be involved definitely in the Chapter 2 Season 8 trailer, which I'm really hyped to see, as it will directly go off the event happening, then into downtime, and then when it lifts, the first thing we're going to see of Season 8 is this story or cinematic trailer. In terms of even more information that we know so far in list form anyways, Hypex had this to say over on Twitter, I believe it was like today or something like that. Here's what's publicly known about Season 8 so far: the Naruto and Explosive Mythic Kunais, possible Pyramid and Cactus consumables, the Sideways monsters for Halloween, Cube returns for Halloween, and flying animals that drop loot when shot might be for Season 9. One of the main interesting things to take away from this is the fact that Season 8 will definitely be going over the Fortnite Mares or Halloween period, of which is one of the biggest in-game events, despite Christmas or Winterfest, in the year. And how we know that Kevin the Cube's going to be returning as a skin is from all of these being leaked, the concepts anyways from the Apple vs Epic court hearing or a survey that got leaked because of this happening. And to give you guys a closer up image of what it will look like, or from the concept being made by my thumbnail designer and potentially what it'll look like in the Battle Pass if it is in there, which would make sense with this season running over Halloween. It's on screen right now. Of course, the Battle Pass is expected to look like this again, don't worry, considering the introduction of Battle Stars and this brand new revamped layout or system has only been made in Chapter 2 Season 7. Out of all these skins leaked from the survey though, let me know which your favourites are or what you'd like to see most importantly as one of the 8 outfits contained in the Chapter 2 Season 8 Battle Pass in the comment section down below. And with all that mentioned, that's all I've got for you guys in this one. There's more Season 8 leaks and information pouring out by the day, so to not miss that or keep referring back to this video, slap a like on it, but make sure most importantly you subscribe to the channel with all notifications turned on so that you never miss any future uploads, especially now, like I said, when it's important. Speaking of other videos though, make sure to interact with anything on screen right now to perhaps get you to another one. Subscribe if you haven't already again, and I bet you'll at least enjoy one of the videos that it's recommended on screen, but most importantly, hopefully I can catch you. Yes, you the individual watching still right now, I can see you, but hopefully in the very next video I do post on the channel.